Hello everyone, my name is Devesh Kaushik. In this video we talk about some facts of SQL and some important terms with question and answer which helps you in interviews as well as to understand SQL, so please watch this video till end. So let's start. In this video, we talk about what is SQL? Why is SQL? SQL architecture. Its important terms. Data types in SQL. Some important interview question and answers. What is SQL? SQL stands for Structural Query Language. It is structural query language, which is a computer language basically for storing, manipulating and retrieving data stored in relational database, or SQL is the standard language for relation database system. All relational database management system like MySQL, MS Access, Oracle, Sybase. SQL is also used as standard database language. And SQL is also popular language like Python. Now we will discuss why we use SQL. SQL basically allow users to create and drop database and tables. SQL allows users to describe the data and define the data in database and manipulate that data. It is allow users to access in relational database management systems. It allows embedding with another language using SQL modules, libraries and precompilers, and allow users to set permissions on tables, procedures and views. So with these mentioned points we can understand why we use SQL and why it is popular among many languages. Let's go to its architecture and understand deeply about SQL and its functioning. Let's discuss about SQL architecture. When we executing SQL commands for any RDBMS, then the system determines the best way to carry out our request, and SQL engine figures out how to interpret the task and forward it to next. There are various components included in the process which are Query Dispatcher, Optimization Engines, Classic Query Engine, SQL Query Engine, etc. Classic Query Engine handles all non-SQL queries, but SQL Query Engine won't handles logical files. Here is the diagram of SQL architecture on your right side, which explains the whole process. Now we can understand SQL important terms. DDL stands for Data Definition Language. DDL defines the conceptual scheme, providing a link between the logical and the physical structure of the database, and defines the physical characteristics of each record, filed in the record. DDL describes the schema and subschema and provides for the logical and physical data independence. DDL indicates the keys of records and provides data security measure. As you can see here, some basic commands and their description is mentioned in the table. Please note it down for the references. Next is DML. It stands for Data Manipulation Language. DML provides the data manipulation techniques like selection, insertion, deletion, updating, modification, replacement, retrieval, sorting, and display of data or records. DML facilitates use of relationship between the records. DML provides for independence of programming language by supporting several high-level programming language like COBOL, PL/1 and C++. As you can see, some commands are mentioned in the table with the description. Please note it down for your references. Next is DCL, which stands for Data Control Language. These SQL commands are used for providing security to database objects. Please check the table for your references. Next, DCL, which stands for Transaction Control Language. It includes commands to control the transaction in a database system. Check the reference table. Now it's time to understand more about SQL. Data types in SQL. Data types have very major roles in SQL programming. In this slide a table mentioned which is having information of data types and their descriptions. So please check these data types, which are number, char, varchar/varchar2. Date. Time. Long. Raw. Long raw. I hope you go through the table and understand the use for these data types in SQL. Guys, here's some interview questions and answers mentioned. It will definitely help you, so let's start. What is DBMS? A database management system is a program that controls creation, maintenance, and use of a database. DBMS can be termed as file manager that manages data in a database rather than saving it in the file systems. What is RDBMS? RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. RDBMS store the data into the collection of tables, which is related by common fields between the columns of the table. It also provides relational operators to manipulate the data stored into the table. Example: SQL Server. What is database? Database is nothing but an organized form of data for easy access, storing, retrieval and managing of data. This is also known as structural form of data, which can be accessed in many ways. What is a primary key? A primary key is a combination of fields which uniquely specify a row. This is a special kind of unique key. It has implicit not null constraint. It means primary key values cannot be null. What is unique key? A unique key constraint uniquely identified each record in the database. This provides uniqueness for the column or set of columns. A primary key constraint has automatic unique constraint defined on it, but not in the case of unique key. What is foreign key? A foreign key is one table which can be related to the primary key of another table. Relationship needs to be created between two tables by referencing foreign key with the primary key of another table. What is query? A DB query is code written in order to get the information back from the database. Query can be designed in such a way that it matched with our expectation of the result. Set simply a question to the database. What is denormalization? Denormalization is a technique used to access the data from higher to lower normal forms of database. It is also a process of introducing redundancy into a table by incorporating data from the related tables. What is view? A view is a virtual table which consists of a subset of data contained in a table. Views are not virtual present and it take less space to store. View can have data of one or more tables combined. It is depending on the relationship. What are all different types of collation sensitivity? There are 4 types of collation sensitivity: case sensitivity, accent sensitivity, comma sensitivity, width sensitivity. Difference between cluster and non-cluster index. Clustered index is used for easy retrieval of data from the database by altering the way that the records are stored. Database sorts out rows by the column which is set to be clustered index. Non-clustered index does not alter the way it was stored but created a complete separate object within the table. It point back to the original table rows after searching. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, share my channel.